Excellent speech, my friend.
Who the...
Gift of the silver tongue. They say it's the mark of a good officer. End of a liar. Americans are too in love with the sound of their own voice to speak the truth.
Identify yourself.
I am Shalashaska, also called Revolver Ocelot.
I love that. That's one of my favorite moments. I love that they both say it at the same time. That's also a thing Kojima never does. Like, he could have remade those images in this game's engine, but he's like, no, I want to show the low polygon stuff, and he does that even in, like, 4.
What do you want?
This machine will be quite useful.
What are you planning to do? Steal this thing?
Steal? No, I'm taking it back.
That line always seems weird. It seems like they played the same no twice because they didn't get him to record no. Very weird stuff.
Nobody move. Understood? This ship now carries enough Simtex on its key structural points to blow it out of the water at the touch of this button. That's right. No one has to die needlessly. We're almost at the target. Get a move on.
What do you intend to do with Ray? Sell it on the streets?
I was raised in Snezinsk, formerly known as Chelyabinsk 70, the nuclear research outpost.
What are you talking about?
After the Cold War ended, my home was bought out by the Americans.
All for a Pizza Hut.
Is there a point to this sad story?
Now you would understand. Land, friends, dignity, all sold to the highest bidder, the United States of America. Even the technology that gave birth to these weapons is Russian, developed by us.
What do you intend to do?
Russia will rise again. And Ray is the key.
I regret to inform you that I have no intention of selling Metal Gear. As I said, I came to take it back. Yes, returned to the Patriots.
The Lale Lule Lo? How's that possible?
Ocelot, have you sold us out?
I was never in your employ, Gurlukovich.
Are you still in league with Solidus?
No hard feelings, Colonel. Mother Russia can rot for all I care.
Since when, Ocelot? When did you turn?
I'm glad you noticed, comrade. I abandoned her during the Cold War.
Ah!
Metal Gear only has room for one! Gurlukovich, you and your daughter will die here.
Damn you!
Sergey, looks like you were long overdue for retirement.
Stop!
Show's over. If you wish to live, I suggest you run now. This ship is still in the lower New York harbor. You may yet make it to shore if you swim for your life.
I will say the HD version definitely runs a little bit better, because I remember these cutscenes, like this grouping of cutscenes, ran like garbage on the PS2.
Ocelot!
I have never liked this concept, and I'm so glad that they retconned this in 4. I know a lot of people are upset about that, but this is so much better. What they did with it in 4 is so much better.
It's been a while, brother.
Who are you?
You know who I am.
Liquid?
Not so young anymore, eh, Snake? You're drowning in time. I know what it's like, brother. No wonder Naomi passed you over for the Fox Dive program.
Ouch!
Get out of my mind, Liquid!
It brings through some cool moments in this game, but I never liked the idea that Liquid's hand is possessing Ocelot's body. Like, I don't know.
The price of physical prodigy. Few more years and you'll be another dead clone of the old man. Our raw materials are vintage, brother. Big Boss was in his late 50s when they created his copies. But I live on through this arm!
Liquid's on.
All-time David Hayter moment right there, when he just goes, "Wah, wah!"
Have what it takes after all! You're going down, Snake, with this tanker!
It kind of seemed like they wanted to have their cake and eat it too. Where they were like, look, we like Liquid, but he is dead, but also now he's possessing Ocelot. It's like, if you just don't kill him in the first game, if you wanted to keep him around. But obviously in 4, they retcon it, and they're like, oh no, Ocelot was just kidding.
Snake!
Proceeding as planned, sir. Yes, at the location we discussed. Yes, I have photographic evidence of Snake on the scene. The cipher was most useful. I look forward to tomorrow morning's news flash. I would say the Marine Corps' plans are on indefinite hold. Yes, of course, Mr. President.
Snake, do you remember the sinking of that tanker 2 years ago?
Of course.
Terrorists blow a hole in an oil tanker full of crude barely 20 miles off the shore of Manhattan. Your classic nightmare. It didn't take long for the government to put an oil fence around the whole mess. And then that massive offshore cleanup facility went up inside.
The big shell. I hear the cleanup isn't quite over yet.
It takes time. But in the meantime, the shell's become a landmark, a symbol of environmental protection.
Calling teams Alpha and Bravo. Deploy at the big shell as scheduled.
Approximately 6 hours ago, the big shell was seized by an armed group.
Do we have an ID?
Former members of the Navy SEALs Special Anti-Terrorist Training Squad Dead Cell. Russian private army members may also be involved. It's a highly trained group, and they have the big shell under complete control.
Come in from downwind and pull up fast. Get ready to fast rope down to Shell 1. 5 minutes to ETA. Alpha, your top priority is to rescue and safeguard the President. Team Bravo, watch out for Stillman's back and get those C4s disarmed.
What are their demands?
$30 billion.
$30 billion? What makes them think they can get that much?
There was a government-sponsored tour going on at the big shell that day.
Hostages, huh?
A VIP from one of the major conservation groups, and one from our own government. The most important person in a sense.
The most important person?
James Johnson.
The President?
Unless the demands are met, the terrorists intend to blow the big shell out of the water.
And the crude will ignite, turning the Manhattan Harbor into an inferno.
That's not the worst-case scenario. If the chlorides being used to decontaminate the seawater go up with the oil, toxins containing catastrophic levels of dioxins will be released. In other words, the bay's ecosystem will be wiped out, and the sea will turn into a toxic soup for centuries, becoming the worst environmental disaster in history. You have 2 mission objectives. 1, infiltrate the offshore decontamination facility Big Shell and safeguard the president and other hostages. And 2, disarm the terrorists by any means necessary. You should know that SEAL Team 10 is also conducting a rescue operation.
Is this a joint effort?
No. Foxhound remains a covert body. Don't alert them to your presence. That is an order.
This is Snake. I'm now inside
That's not
Strut A of
Snake.
Shell 1.
How are things?
We're in luck. Looks like there are no sentries posted here.
What's the visibility?
The lights on the plant's struts are functioning. I won't have to use the IR goggles.
Any problems?
There was a brand new hole cut through the oil fence. There's someone else besides me that wanted to get in badly.
That's not possible.
What about SEAL Team 10?
They landed on the roof of the Big Shell as planned. And by the way, Snake, we're changing your code name for all following communication.
What's wrong with Snake?
Just a precaution. You are now designated Raiden. All right, Raiden. You've already covered infiltration and VR training.
I've completed 300 missions in VR. I feel like some kind of legendary mercenary.
Okay, we'll skip that part. Make sure nobody sees you. If you need to, contact me by codec. The frequency is 140.85. When you want to use the codec, push the select button. When we need to reach you, contact you, the codec will beep. When you hear that noise, press the select button. The codec's receiver directly stimulates
that's why
the small
I probably
bones
couldn't
of
play
your
this with
ear.
the PS4 controller.
No one but you will be able
There's
to
no
hear
select
it.
button.
All right. I'll
Just
contact
map
you if
the
anything
select
changes.
button to the big pad.
First, make your way to the upper section of the Big Shell.
How do I get up to the next level?
There's an elevator at the far end of that area. Use that.
Sounds good.
Your new sneaking suit uses electrofiber technology, a byproduct of fiber optics research. The texture isn't far removed from rubber, but the material protects against a wide range of toxic substances. The suit itself has a wide array of built-in sensors. It is referred to as smart skin in military R&D. Data about damage to different regions of the body, including blood loss, is exchanged between the suit and the intravenous nanomachines to create a feedback system.
There's a lot of pressure on my torso.
Relax. The suit applies varying pressure to major internal organs to maximize performance and safeguard their functions. They call this the skull suit in Foxhound.
Skull suit seems appropriate somehow.
The hatch with a circular handle will open into the elevator area. Locate the hatch first.
Copy that. Moving on to main mission objectives.
Getting a little bit of deja vu here. That's pretty weird. Someone coming in here, infiltrating by underwater, having to go up to an elevator to get into the main area. That's a little weird. Seems a little familiar. Alright, yeah, there's nothing up here. I didn't think there was. Whee! So, I was originally going to play this game a couple years ago. Me and a friend... Alright, I don't need to know. He's just going to tell me how to use the water and stuff. I was going to play this game a couple years ago with a friend, and we were going to... I was going to do the tanker section, and then once the tanker section ended, I was going to switch controls over to my friend, who was going to completely take over the Let's Play. Like, I literally wasn't going to be in it. And, you know, we were going to do, like... I was going to do the Snake part, and they were going to do the Raiden section. I just thought that would be kind of a funny thing to do, but unfortunately we never got around to that, and here I am playing both sections. That was also a way for me to be like, hey, I don't really want to play this game. I'll play the part that I like, and then, you know, you can take over the other part, but like I said, we didn't quite get the find the time to do that. Which I think would have been a fun idea, but that's okay. So yeah, this is where the real meat and potatoes of the game takes place, is the plant. There's the tanker and the plant. The plant definitely takes up way more time. I did not want to go in there. One thing I will say, I love the skull suit. I think the skull suit looks so cool. Metal Gear 2, Guns of Patriots. I don't think there's really anything else to get in here. Might as well just move on. Why is the camera doing that? It just looked at nothing. Like I said, the parts where the game takes control of the camera have always looked so weird to me.
Colonel, I've sighted an enemy sentry. AN-94 and a Makarov. Those grenades, all his equipment, is Russian-made.
Must be a Gerlukovich man.
Gerlukovich?
A Russian private army that was in line to work with the Shadow Moses takeover group 4 years ago.
What's their stake in this one?
They must have made a deal, an arrangement with the terrorists. They become a band of mercenaries, an army without a country.
I also do not have a country, so we'll see how this goes. That's not what I wanted, damn it, game. Whatever.